Gosh dang it. Look, I had a better plan for what I was going to do for Halloween. I had this great idea for costumes and set decorations, and time got away from me. I don't know how. I was just like, you start working on something, and then all of a sudden calendar goes just like out of nowhere, and I know I got nothing, and it just sucks because you build up something, right? This whole freaking month I've been talking Halloween, but sorry. I do have my candle here though. I hope that makes up for something, but whatever. Let's get into it. Hello? Is this the Halloween special? The spectacular episode of Full Circus that comes but once a year? I think it is. Spooky things are about. Scary things are in the air. Some scary things I can't think of. A bad credit score. Son, you have cavities. Creative deadlines. Discontinued snacks. Clothes that you see at the store that you think are gonna look nice on you, but then you realize they don't fit you the same way as the mannequin. Guys, welcome back to Full Circus, the spooky edition. My name is Tristan Sartoris, and I'm so happy to have you guys here. Happy Halloween, dude. Oh my goodness, man. It is a good time to be alive or dead. You know, it's kind of the season, right? Man, as you can see, a lot of freaking money and effort went into all of this. And also, I'm Ace Ventura, baby. People say, Tristan, what are you going to dress up for Halloween? I say, I thought you'd never ask. And the answer is Ace Ventura, dude. And I'm feeling good. I'll tell you what, the hair is the trickiest part because they don't give you a hairstylist with a costume. You walk into the store and you're like, give me all this crap, and you just kind of have to do this to yourself and improvise. But I'm feeling good, dude. I'm feeling spooky, man. And I don't know if you guys remember from the last episode of the Halloween, but we had some pretty important cast of characters, people that really brought the energy and the festiveness to the set. And if you remember him, he's up there, my main man, Otis, the evil overlord. Gord, frick. I'm sorry. Over Gord. Don't mess it up. He's looking beautiful, he's looking nice, he's looking shiny, he's looking great. Now, if you remember on the right side, the French party man himself, Francais the Ghost. Woo! So spooky, so dangerous, but still the life of the party, man. The life of the party. Now, I don't know if you can see him, he's behind me, but yes, he has returned himself, Jacobod McBones! The crowd's going wild for him, and I hope you understand how appreciative we are of you guys. You're so important, and we have a couple new characters here with the mummy kid, but we try to keep that under wraps. Mummy joke. And this little purple guy, but I was going to give him a sweet name, but honestly, purple guy just seems so genuine and, adorable for the little thing. Look at him. Oh, it's nice, dude. But I'm loving it, man. And there's something about being in this set. You feel it come alive, dude. You feel like you're in the spirit, like you're in the zone, dude. And Halloween it's a great time, dude. It's a great time, and I'm so happy to be here. And I don't think people appreciate Halloween nearly enough. It doesn't get a good go. And people don't respect it the same way they respect something like Easter or Christmas. It gets a fair attention, It's like, oh, we'll party, we'll do one little thing, but no, it needs to be one of those holidays you celebrate for a month. Okay. Now the one thing, listen, I love Christmas as much as the next guy. Okay, but I'll tell you this much: the one thing that Halloween has that's even better than Christmas, there's no post-holiday depression, right? Because you enter Halloween and you roll right into Christmas, into the end of the months. Now, when Christmas ends, boom, bang, you're done. You're like, well, guess we're restarting the whole year. Yep. You got to reset everything. So Halloween is just this, it's just this nice time, dude. It's nice, and I wish people would appreciate it more, okay? Because you just let it fly by. If you're going to be sitting here watching the fall, watching the calendar days, tick, 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 don't do that, okay? Appreciate what you got while it's there. It's a beautiful time, dude. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, look at the kids, dude. The kids are out there earning candy, right? You're trick-or-treating. Now, nobody does any tricks. We're only treating. But there's something beautiful about the idea of trick-or-treating, right? Because at a very early age, you ingrain this idea of you work and you go and you earn that candy, right? And your mom doesn't just buy it and give it to you. Some people do, and it's appreciated if you do, Mom. But, you know, there's something to be said about the kid's first idea of self-fulfillment and achievement and success. You're like, hey, you know what? I'm putting in the effort. I'm putting all this on, and I'm going to go knock on these doors and say, hey, here I am, and hope that they bestow upon me a piece of candy, right? You were earning something. You were working hard for it. And it was a beautiful thing, and I think it teaches a lot of morals, a lot of valuable lessons. So, oh, man, it's great. It's great, dude. It's a great time to teach the kids. It's a great time to just kind of enter into the atmosphere. I'll tell you this much as well. We made this little full circus pumpkin. Now, it looks like I just drew on it with Sharpie, but it's actually just the way that the shadow, like the light's hitting it. I carved it. But this as well, dude, people don't appreciate the fact that the pumpkin, it does not get any attention ever. Except for right now. This is its one time. Now, people say, oh, pumpkin scents, pumpkin this, pumpkin that. It happens for a month. Okay, now look at Christmas. You might be thinking, oh, but we only get these cinnamon candles and stuff, but only this one. No, listen, you're huffing cinnamon all year long, and we know it. Okay, that's fine, but you're doing it. Pumpkin, this candle right here, this happens just right now. This is this only moment that we can ever experience all of this. So sit here with me and enjoy this spooky moment. Now, I'm trying to not go too fast, okay? Now, I say I talk really fast when I get excited, but I need to remember that I am so excited right now. This is how I've reached a new level of excitement, that I'm so excited that I don't want to talk fast because I want to experience this for as long as humanly possible. It is scarily possible, dude. But yeah, dude, man, Halloween, it's a shame, dude. It's a shame. And some people are against Halloween. And, you know, it could be for religious reasons, or people are just scared of horror things. But I'll say this, if you want to twist that on its face, Halloween, okay, it's about a lot of scary things. But maybe it's not about the idea of just scaring yourself. There's a lot of fears involved. Perhaps Halloween is about facing your fears. Maybe it's about the fact that there are a lot of real demons in the world. There are a lot of scary things that you might have to come at and overcome, and you never take that into consideration. Maybe you're like, oh, I'm afraid of taking that next step, that next opportunity, quitting my job and pursuing my passions. I'm afraid of going for this or going for that, and maybe Halloween is the time to really embrace that scare and go for it. Think about that, huh? Okay. Now, there's a lot of other things out there. You know, you have mummies. I'm not really scared of mummies, okay? I use toilet paper every day. Ghosts, man, I was never afraid of ghosts, okay? So there's ghosts out there, and I'm sorry, France, it's nothing personal. It's just, you know, I always thought if I was ever going to see a ghost around here, that I'd feel bad for him in a sense. Like, dang, you're dead and you're still haunting Ohio. You can't go walk the beach. That's a sucky life for a ghost, okay? So imagine you're dead, and you're like, oh, I just imagine they have to, ooh, everything's like this. And that's life as a ghost, dude. But imagine you die, and you're in this ghost purgatory, and they're like, hey, you know, you stay in that Ohio basement with that guy making a lot of noise. He's like, oh, my God, I've been dead for 70 years. Can you shut up? So I feel bad for a ghost. So I've never been afraid of them because I take pity on them. You know, I don't know what else is people scared. People are scared of the dark all the time. People hate the dark. I think I don't know. I've never really been afraid of the dark, and I think that's because I've always thought whatever is only strong in the dark if you're only so powerful that a certain amount of light makes you feel confident, then you're probably not that dangerous, right? If I just go and all of a sudden you're not that big bad guy anymore, then what am I really going to be scared of, you know? Take a step, you know, be a bigger monster. What do people really fear in life? Spiders, dude. People hate spiders. Let me tell you that much. My mom hates them. My best friend hates them. My aunt, my cousins, everybody I've ever known, really, they're like, spiders, dude. People get scared of spiders more than anything, okay? And I've had a little bit of a fear of spiders, and this kind of just went away recently. Like, it's not like a big fear. I see them, I go, you know, swoosh. Spider, what? Spooktober. You don't crawl in my house. That's just between me and the ghost. We stay here. But yeah, I was just kind of a middle ground, right? Barely afraid of spiders. I see them. And I decided, you know what? It is the season. I'm going to watch a little bit of a horror movie. Get into the zone a little bit. And I watched Arachnophobia. Okay, arachnophobia, right, if you don't know, is the fear of spiders. So I'm thinking, I'm not that scared of spiders, but maybe the way it's going to be presented, I'm going to be like, oh, dang. This is how fears start, okay? This is going to get me freaking out. I can't, listen, this hair, I put a lot of hairspray into this. I'm freaking blow drying it and hairspray. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. And I can't really tell if it looks good, but I can feel it pulling. But anyways, yes, I was getting ready to watch this spider movie, and I was getting into it. So all of a sudden the show starts. And arachnophobia, basically, to sum it up, is some dangerous tarantula from Venezuela. He hits as a ride in a coffin. He gets into the States. Very dangerous and spooky. And it was not scary at all, okay? So if anything, this movie was ruining my one chance of even being afraid of spiders in the first place, because the main guy who's in it is Harry from Dumb and Dumber. So immediately I'm like, Lloyd! Stamp a double stamp, Lloyd! You can't triple stamp a double stamp! Lloyd! And that's all I could picture. But also, the whole movie's about this spider, right? I'm like, oh, maybe these things are faster than I thought. Maybe these things are quick or dangerous or whatever. And we're all supposed to be super scared by this thing, right? This big bad guy, the villain of the whole movie. And I'll be honest, I didn't finish the movie, okay? Not because I was too scared, because I was so bored, because the movie was going so slow, and Harry wasn't saying anything funny, and if anything was slower than the movie, it was the spider. I was like, how are they supposed to die to this thing? He's like, I'm gonna get you. I'm like, okay, come on, dude. I can't be scared of spiders like this. So if anything, I've got no fear for spiders anymore. And that's sad, because you want to have a little bit of fear of things, and it just is what it is. Spiders have never really been that scary, and I guess now after watching Arachnophobia, I've got arachnophobia of them, okay? Yeah, so I've never really had a lot of scares. I'll tell you what I was scared of a ton. Witches growing up, okay? Because witches, they were just people, right? They weren't these phantoms or boogeymen. They were just people with pointy hats, pointy noses, and pointy chins. And that's too many points, okay? And all of a sudden they grab these spells and they start speaking. And I'm like, what the frick is that, dude? And I don't like languages that I can't understand. So they start saying these spells. And witches, I don't know if you've ever paid attention, but 90% of the time, witches portrayed in pop culture and games, movies, TV shows, what have you. They're always after little girls usually, but particularly youth, right? They're like, I want to be beautiful. I want to look so supple and perfect. And I watch these movies like Hocus Pocus, or there's a video game called Banjo-Kazooie, super old, and it doesn't look great. But I saw that, I'm like, holy crap, I'm a beautiful young man. I'm a beautiful boy. They're going to come after me, and they're going to want to steal my soft, supple beauty. So I always had a fear of them, dude. And I'm serious. I still think about this, and that's why I don't sweep the floor. Ever, dude. Broom? No chance. I'm sorry, Mom, but it's just, I can't put myself in that zone. But maybe, you know what, Halloween is the time for me to finally sweep a little bit, okay? It's time to face my fears, and I'm working on it, dude. I'm working on it, but it is what it is. So yeah, that's my, as far as like the supernatural, the fun, Halloween-y kind of things. That's what scared me, dude. There's witches. Look at you. Yeah, and like I was saying before, dude, there's a lot of real fears as well that come with Halloween. I said this on the last, not last episode, last Halloween, last season. Is that we should start implementing these real world fears, right? Start implementing stuff into your decorations and your routine, like heights. Number one fear, right? We're not scared of all you guys. I'm sorry, but we're scared of heights. We're scared of public speaking. Okay? We're scared of small spaces, and that would be a funny freaking decoration to see. And those things, heights gets me a little bit. What else really scares me is the Browns when they lose. They're playing on Halloween night, actually, and I don't see it going well. So that's spooky. It's spooky when your team trades away the only QB that has ever won you a playoff game as long as you've been watching for some guy who's a deemed criminal. That's scary, dude. That's scary. Yeah, that's scary, dude. Or is that sad? I can't. Here's what I've been thinking about. Fear is way closer to sad than you might think, okay? Scariness, being scared, is just sadness without the context, right? So picture this. You're walking down the street. All of a sudden, a zombie comes out. He starts biting this dog. Terrifying, right? You're watching this guy die. He's being eaten alive. Now, we add context. That's your father. Sad. Immediately, right? So that's what I'm saying, is that you add a little context into the fear. It's so sad. The Browns, or not the Browns, a team throwing away a hero for a criminal. Oh, scary. Now, add in the fact of what it is, who it is, and what's being done. It's sad. It's so sad. So, if you're someone that struggles with fear, add a little context, and that will make you sad. So, if you're better at overcoming, depression, then twist that on its head and fight that. Okay? And do that. Or don't, because that could also be a slippery slope, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. Yeah, man. Fear's tricky. Fear's interesting like that. And fear itself, I guess, well, I think about fear a lot, especially, not all the time, but in the season, right? It's the season to think about fear. Fear, like that when people try to enjoy fear, like the fear of thrill. A fear thrill, okay, this is what I mean. Well, fear in general. Fear is the sense of death, right? When you get scared, you go, oh my gosh, death is on the line, okay? We were playing poker, and so like, I'll raise you death. And you go, oh, now I'm scared, right? That is what fear is. You add in this element. Now, fear of thrill, people like roller coasters and haunted houses. Now, fear thrill is really just the simulation of death, which is a pretty messed up concept when you think about it, because, you go in there and you're like, I want to feel like I'm dying. I want to get as close as I can to almost dying, but not. And I want to feel like it's real. I want to go on the roller coaster. I want to tank and upside down, and I want to feel like I'm about to die. I want to go into a haunted mansion. I want somebody to come out with it, and I go, and I go, oh my gosh. Oh, it's the relief. I think that's the thrill. That's the excitement. I've never really enjoyed the idea of almost dying, okay? People do some crazy things to chase that. To chase that high, man. And you never know what they're going to do next. So I don't know where the line is. Like if you hired a doctor to call you and be like, son, hey, just want to let you know you've got some bad news. You've got terminal cancer. And they go, oh my gosh. And he goes, just kidding. You're like, oh, happy Halloween, dude. And he's like, hey, I got you. That'd be a pretty messed up doctor to have. But, I don't know what people are doing for these thrills. I don't enjoy the fear thrills, the death thrills. I'm not into all that. But yeah, dude, that's what I've been thinking. Halloween, it's interesting. You got to do Halloween right, I guess, but who am I to tell you how to do Halloween, right? It's a place. It's a festivity. It's a time where you get to pretend, dude, okay? Now, if that's not an exciting holiday, What is? If you go to a bunch of adults and people say, hey, let's pretend to be somewhere else. Let's pretend to be someone else. Let's put on fancy clothes and costumes and talk in funny voices and play make believe. It's a super childish and exciting time. And I'll tell you this much, it's also the best holiday for an actor because they're like, oh, finally, somewhere I'm doing this already. Now it's like everybody's in this whole little realm. It's just a bunch of kids playing, okay? So don't get twisted. Don't twist Halloween with this satanic and demonic thing and anything that's going to make it bad for you. Halloween's about play. It's about pretend. It's about the pumpkins and earning and success and facing fears. And, there's a lot of good things here. You guys aren't appreciating Halloween. And it upsets me to the core, right? Imagine you go through Christmas and like, I don't care. I don't care about Christmas or Hanukkah or Easter or some other holiday I can't think of right now because they're probably not as good as this one. That's just sad. It's a sad way to even think about that you just let that pass. These are opportunities. And this is not supposed to be going that deep, but that's what we do on Full Circus, guys. That's what we do. Man. Yeah. Anyways, what was I going to say? What was I talking about? Fear. Oh, yes. See, losing your thought. Very scary. But, not death-defying. Yeah, I can kind of understand where people are coming from with the fear thrill thing, the death simulation. Because I had a pretty near-death experience lately and recently, and it was not pretend, okay? So it all started on a night just like tonight. Not actually. I was writing a story and I was writing that line and I was thinking about that when people say, well, it was a night just like tonight, as a matter of fact. It's never, it was a night similar to tonight, but, not exactly. It was a little rainy, it was cloudy. Or it was a night, it wasn't like this at all, actually. It was daytime, but it was scary nonetheless. I would love it if a scary thing did that. It was on a night, nothing like this, but still freaking terrifying. Ooh. So yeah, it was. It wasn't on a night like tonight. It was in midday, and I was getting ready to work out. And like I talked about before, I bought this Ninja Turtle pre-workout. Pretty exciting stuff. But what I didn't say is I also bought some other pre-workout. Okay. Now I'm eating these things, and I've tried taking the Ninja Turtle stuff. And it takes an hour or two to kick in, and by that point I'm already just so excited to be working out or whatever. I'm like, oh, here we go. I didn't even feel a thing. I don't notice it. But again, I don't really know if I notice caffeine in the first place, but the whole point's mood. I've seen people say that if you dry scoop the protein, no water, no nothing, gargle that sand, that gets in your bloodstream faster. It's a different pump, does something to the muscles, right? I don't feel the caffeine, but if there's a pump, or there's something I want to be boosting now, okay? I was excited. One would say I didn't need the caffeine because I was so excited, but I was ready to experience this thing, so I take the pre-workout. Now, what I was not prepared for was the gravelness of this product. Okay, so I immediately try to swallow it. I get a little bit down, like, oh, this doesn't taste good. The flavor that this thing has, forgot to mention, I had done it with that other pre-workout that was not the Ninja Turtles, okay? I tried this one, and I was like, oh, it's going down smooth, it's fine. Now I tried to do it with this Ninja Turtle business, and I don't know if it was rockier or what was wrong with it, but I swallow a little bit, and again, I'm not feeling the flavor. I'm like, oh, I want a waste of a scoop. It's bitter. So I'm trying to swallow it. I get some of it down. It's so bitter. And immediately, my throat goes like that. It closes, and I'm like, I'm home alone. I just tried this. I only wanted to work out and get some energy. Now, all of a sudden, I can't breathe at all. My throat is completely closed. I'm trying to spit as much as I can. All of a sudden, I'm just leaving like a trail of ooze, like there's some alien that's grabbing me in the back. And I'm fearing for my life. Okay, this was the scariest thing that has ever happened to me. I've never been this close to dying because seconds pass. Seconds, 10s, 20s, 30s. I cannot believe that I am still not breathing. Okay, so I'm leaning over the sink and I'm trying to get some water in my mouth, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to swallow. Is that only going to coagulate and make this thicker in my throat? I'm like, so I'm spitting. I'm trying to get a little. It's not, and I get that, and it starts creating like a concrete in my throat with this water. I'm like, this is going to be it. And the last thing I'm thinking about is this character in Bob's Burgers who wheezes and going, I'm okay. He's got asthma. I think I'm coming around. I think I'm getting better. Nope, getting worse. And I'm leaning over the sink and I can't breathe and no one's around me. I'm like, holy crap. Is my thought going to be about a kid with asthma? And I've never been this close to be thinking. I'm like, well, I got to make sure my last thought's good. I'm like, well, the Ninja Turtles. And I turn back and I see the ooze. And I'm like, that's kind of funny. This is sad. I can't believe this is how I'm about to die. And then immediately, thank the Lord, out of nowhere, I go, clump. Like a breath of fresh air, and the fear, dude, the simulation of death, the appreciation of life skyrockets, man. I had never been so close and so excited to be alive again, and the pre-workout down getting in my system, but let me tell you this, the energy and the beating of my heart to be surviving was much more of a boost than you could ever get, okay? I'm like, holy crap, okay, you want to get your heart going, forget the caffeine, almost die. That crap will kill you, but don't let it kill you. So yeah, freaking terrifying, and I can kind of understand where people are going from, but also, I don't want to feel that again. Okay, to be completely honest, it was so scary. It's above my pay grade. As much as I love Halloween, I don't want to experience that ever again. So yeah, I can see where they're coming from, but no, thank you. Simulate death, I guess, but don't get that close. Okay, there's a fine line between not and dying, so don't go into a real haunted house, I guess is what I'm saying. Don't go into a faulty roller coaster, and don't let your dad out around zombies in the street when they're biting them out. So yeah, man, scary things happen, scary things in the world, and they're real. Also, dude, it's kind of a scary thing as well. We got robbed recently. Okay, now we live just a regular dead end, low freaking. It's just a plain Jane neighborhood, right? There's old people everywhere. The elderly. So you think it's just going to be safe. The elderly aren't, give me your wallet, Shuddy. I'm like, deuces, okay? He's not going to catch me. I'm fine. He gets in the roller chair. You never catch me, Mr. Jameson. But yeah, we got robbed. Because somebody came like a tornado, swept through the neighborhood. My mom wakes up. Purse is gone. They're calling, hey, miss, we found your license, we found this and that, and you're missing a lot of stuff, a whole pile of crap, and apparently they stole from just about everywhere in there, but cars were stolen, people were flipped all over the place. And I felt terrible, and it's a scary thing to know that there are robbers out there, okay? Now, robbers, how dangerous can they be if they operate in the dark? If I go, boom, and immediately you're not a great robber, then, I don't like to fear you. But unfortunately, I can't turn the sun on when it was night, so they came and they did rob us. Not us, my parents, people around me, whatever, because I lock my doors. And I hate to say that it's funny or coincidental, but funny, because my parents, my dad particularly, is only like, why are you always locking the door? Why are you bringing the keys with you? Just leave them in. It's inconvenient for what you're doing, son. Okay? I'm trying to get into the car, but now I gotta go find you. The doors are locked, and now the whole thing's beeping. The neighborhood's going wild, wondering what I'm doing out there, but I'm just trying to get into my own vehicle. Don't lock my car. Leave the keys in. That's just how it's gonna be. And I said, no, I lock my car always. And I'll lock your car too, okay? I don't care who you are. If you're not related to me, you give me the keys, boop, boop, they're locked. But anyways, they always make fun of me for that, and unfortunately, ow, bit him. But it sucks. It's real, man. It's real. It's scary. And I'm sorry. I wish we didn't get robbed. But you can't change the facts, man. It's a spooky thing. It's a spooky time. People, you got to be doing Halloween right. That's not how you do Halloween. You don't go out and rob people. Okay? Embrace your fears. If your fear is overcoming the fear of getting caught, or the fear of, I don't want to be a bad person. I don't want to rob somebody. I'm scared of the guilt. Don't overcome that fear. Keep that one on you, bucko. Okay? But yeah, we got robbed. It's Halloween, dude. What are you gonna do? What are you really gonna do? And oh man, I haven't done this in a while, but I've had a couple spooky thoughts, and I want to present them to you like this. Don't skip the details and the plots. These are some of my spooky, interesting thoughts. Woo! So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Interesting Thoughts. My name is Tristan Sartoris, and I just want to present to you a couple ideas that I've had. You know when people die and it's real freaking expensive? Okay, this is on the subject of Halloween. People die. It happens. I'm sorry to break that news to you, but permanently. It almost happened to me. When people die, it's expensive, okay? When I worked in that sales company, they talked all about the final expenses. Dear God, that's a lot of money, right? People, it's 10, 15 grand or whatever. It's like, I got to organize this thing and the party and the catering and the funeral and the digging and the coffin, okay? So I've been learning the coffin is mighty expensive. You look up a coffin right now, you're going to see them 2, 3, 5 grand. That is a lot of freaking money for a box. Is it not? I get it. Look, we want the luxurious resting place for this dear loved one. I get it. I get what you're trying to say. But what is the coffin really for? It's for the morning service, okay? The morning hours, where you see the open casket and you go, oh, it looks so peaceful in these nice silk-laid sheets. The pillows the gold encrusted handles. Is that mahogany? Oh, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. He deserves this, right? It's for this time that you just kind of give this little moment where it's your last stand while you're dead, where you get to kind of lay on your pile of gold. Now, what if you didn't have to buy the box itself? What if you could rent a coffin? Rent a casket, rent a coffin, okay? So what I'm proposing is that you rent it for that service, okay? Lights off, they spray it out, it's all fine, it's clear, someone else take care of that. You pay, I don't know, $100 an hour or so, and then they get through all the service and the greeting, the bread, and the weeping, and everything that goes into, a death, and they're like, you know what, we would just like to bury him alone in our own time, and then immediately, you just dump him into the hole, get the casket back, and money is out of your hands, okay? So you don't have to worry about that, because your relative or whoever that this responsibility is falling on you, it's off. You can't be dealing with that extra stress financially. So rent a coffin, okay? And just roll them in. Or worst case scenario, if everyone's like, we have to see him be put in the ground. That's part of this whole experience. We need to see shovel it and put him on. Then I have to say that you gotta go back and dig him up, okay? And maybe you buy specific ones for that. You're like, you know what, we'll also come and dig it up for you, and we don't mind if there's dirt on the outside because we'll take care of it. Again, that's just what we do. And, rent a coffin, baby, okay? Because I don't care what I'm in. I don't care what I'm buried in. You could put me in a Ziploc baggie for all I care. I'm staying fresh. Or a tarp, whatever it is. But I want a sweet coffin for the funeral service. I want to be like, yeah, dude. This is the place I want speakers and, rims and stuff like that. I want to look cool. Maybe some nice exhaust with fire. I want to look sweet. Some Lego sets on the side. Man, that's the only reason I'd ever want to die is for a sweet casket. But I don't. Whoever's running the pre-workout gods, cut it down, okay? I'm not trying to do that yet. I have a lot of freaking years. I'm not going to die until I'm 142. Made up the number right now, but now when I set my mind to something, I'm sticking to it. But anyways. Rent a coffin. It's a great idea. Invest, okay? That's what I've been thinking about. I've been thinking about that a lot. But because it is Halloween and I have multiple spooky thoughts, this one also crossed my mind. Cannibalism, okay? Now, I'm not here to debate with you on whether or not cannibalism is good or bad. You can do that in your own time. But cannibalism, the act of eating another individual, people would say it is a very horrible crime. It's a horrible thing to do to somebody. It's disgusting. It's putrid. It's awful. It's hideous. I was thinking about the idea of cannibalism in itself. Is cannibalism hatred or is it respect? Is it honor? Okay. Now, look, as hard as it may be for you to get into the mindset of a cannibal, and that's good, I want you to get into the mindset of a cannibal. where you're like, okay, I'm going to have to eat somebody. Now, they're already dead, okay? Am I really going to want to eat somebody I hate? If you had to eat a body, okay? Saying, listen, you have to eat somebody right now. No choices allowed. You can't kill yourself. There's no way out of this, okay? But you have to eat someone. Would you rather eat someone you hate or you love? Because the idea of saying, oh, I hate you, I despise you. Am I really gonna, I don't want to have them over for dinner, let alone have them for dinner. I don't know if I can eat someone I dislike so much. Now, I don't know what the answer to this is, but I'm proposing the concept to you. And think about that, okay? Cannibalism, it gets a bad rap, rightfully so, okay? But the idea of what the emotions are connected to such act, people are already dead, right? Let's just say that. You're not murdering people. But, is it, what's the correct feeling, right? You have to have a feeling of, oh, this is, people make, I don't know, rugs out of their pets. Is that a thing? I made that up now too, but I'm sure someone's done it. People taxidermy their pets. I've seen that. Or they pluck the fur and they'll make scarves and whatever. So I don't know. Is it more practical or realistic to honor somebody than to really eat them rather than you hate? That's something to think on. That's one to grow on for you. So that's all I got for you guys today on that one. What else is happening? Oh, dude, I don't know if it's out yet. I'm sweating because I'm hoping that I can get it out in time, but I've been making a audio drama, okay? This was supposed to be just a regular little, a fun little audio play and radio, whatever, and it was going to be spooky and Halloween. I was getting into the festive spirit. I was going to write in like 10 minutes. I asked some people, I'm saying, hey, can you do this for me? Can you write? Would you mind doing a couple of lines, a couple of voices? And like, yeah, no problem. I'll do this little rinky-dink thing with you. I start writing this. And I wrote 85 pages, okay? Now, to put that into context, this is about a 2-hour. I wrote a feature-length screenplay for this stupid little cartoon. There's lines upon lines upon lines, okay? And I can only imagine who's on my back, FBI-wise, because it's spooky, and I was writing a lot of, dark arts kind of things. So I'm researching witchcraft. I'm like, what's it? The Book of Shadows. What you looking at? I'm like, the mother tongue, Snapfoot, and they're like, what? Oh, okay. Put this guy on the freaking red flag list. This guy's up to no good, okay? So I can only imagine what that all looks like. I've been looking up some pretty stuff to like, is this how this would be phrased? Is that how he was speaking? Whatever. So, yeah, it's it's definitely one of those things that I'm not proud of if someone looked through it, and I don't want things showing up like, hey, would you like a spell book on Amazon? I was like, no, I didn't. I was writing a story. But man, it was 85 pages, and I really appreciate the people who have helped out, and they're still going through because like, hey, I'd said I'd do 14 lines, not 14 pages, okay? This is a lot of freaking work to do, and they're really trucking through it. So I want to say thanks to, me, because I'm voicing a lot of stuff, but also Drew and Shayna and Jillian and Ryan and my brother Nick, and I haven't really finished it yet, so whoever else wants to lend a hand, you guys, you're very much appreciated. Give it up for the cast of the people, okay? It's been great. It's been amazing. But we'll see it. We'll see how that turns out. If it's out now, hey, excited, right? If it's not, oh boy, pray for me, okay? Because that's, like I said at the beginning, creative deadlines, scary stuff. Man, is there anything else I want to talk? I don't want to leave, dude. I don't want to leave. It's amazing here, okay? Now, I don't know if it's been spectacularly funny. I've kind of just been talking about spooky-related things, right? It's just, you could just put in the background, like, ooh, that's a interesting, scary thought, but ooh, right? That's how close. Yeah, is there anything else spooky to really talk about? I don't know, dude. I can't think of anything scary that's happened to me. But I will just say again, dude, you got to be appreciating Halloween while it's here. Don't let it pass. But I also don't want to get too genuine because that you steer away from the opposite of comedy, right? A genuine, intimate moment is very close to comedic in the same way that fear is close to sadness. So I just got to intertwine the two, and I want you guys to have fun and laugh. So laugh, darn it. That's a scary thought to me. The fact that if you watch this and you didn't enjoy, you didn't have a good time, then I'm like, Jigglebud! Somebody's got to do something good. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I just want to say, Happy Halloween. Guys, I appreciate you so much. And for the people that are like, oh, we appreciate the Halloween podcast. It's been so great, but you came with this sweet costume. Happy Halloween, but can you do some more Ace Ventura lines? To that I say, I thought you'd never ask. The day I met you, you had a white substance on your shoe that I mistook for a platter. Yesterday, I saw the same white substance outside of the hut where the bat was kept, and then suddenly it hit me. The great white bat has great white guano. So that is what you stepped in. That's what was on your shoe, and that's what the abrasion was on your palm. Let me run that back for you. Snap, 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 snap. That is what you stepped in. That's what was on your shoe, and that explains the abrasion on your palm. Damn, I'm good. Do you like that? Huh? Do you like the Captain Compost? Hey, redemption is at hand. Repent, and thou shalt be saved. Happy Halloween, guys. Woohoo! Oh, righty then.